How's it going? I'm East Coast Pete. This is The Sound. They were an English post-punk band formed in 1979 and fronted by Adrian Borland, who had played with the punk band The Outsiders. The Outsiders were Borland, Bob Lawrence, and Adrian James. They formed in London in 1975, and the name was taken from a novel of the same name by Albert Camus. Their first record, Calling on Youth, was the first punk album released in the UK. The critics hated it. It was too musical. An EP, One to Infinity, did no better, but in '79 the band released the second LP, Close Up, and the critics were more generous with cautious praise. But Lawrence and James quit, and Borland formed The Sound and became the darlings of the British press for a time. They had just needed the Sex Pistols to bite their asses to get on board with this new stuff. Graham Bailey, Max Mayers, Mike Dudley, and Andy Borland were The Sound. They're from South London, beneath Marshall, contributed keys and sax when needed, and ex-outsider Adrian James would contribute lyrics. And the debut EP was Physical World in '79 on Torch label. NME liked it, and DJ John Peel played it. The band was ready to record an LP. The rough mic mixes were heard by Korova, home of Echo and the Bunnymen. A contract was tendered and accepted. Jeopardy was the debut LP in 1980. Critics praised it, but sales were lower than expected. Korova pressured The Sound to make a more commercial third album. Instead, they rebelled and recorded All Fall Down as a statement to the label to back off. They did. They dropped them. Thunk.
This is a song for all the people.
And they signed with an indie label, Static, in 1984. The album was Head and Hearts. And by 1985, Borland began showing signs of mental illness. Static went bankrupt, and The Sound tried again with their Thunder Up LP on the Belgian label Play It Again Sam. While touring in Spain, Borland had a nervous breakdown, and he had to be shepherded home incoherent. The band broke up in 1988. But he pursued a solo career and guested with several bands, but he could not deal with his depression, possibly caused by schizophrenia. He threw himself into the path of an express train in 1999. Another album was released posthumously, titled Propaganda, comprised of recordings pre The Sound but post The Outsiders. Another similar record titled The BBC Recordings, made from John Peel shows. And the thinking now is that neither The Outsiders or The Sound got their due. Critics remembered that they were equal or superior to Echo and the Bunnymen, Joy Division, and even U2. Perhaps with more promotion and a few breaks, they could have been We Were instead of We Could Have Been. The sound say their influences were the Stooges and Velvet Underground, but no boy band.